What's up everyone, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7, and here I have the updated JLB CHEETAH 21101, and the steering servo in these, yes they work, but I've always thought they are a little bit sloppy and slow to return, and sometimes don't return to center very often. So I'm going to be replacing this bad boy, and I have this lying around. It's a Hobby King HK15298B. It's a cordless motor digital servo. Heaps of torque. Can't remember off the top of my head what the figures are, but I know it is pretty exceptional. It's ball bearing, and it's definitely going to be better than the stock one. Changing servos out of an RC car is a relatively easy job, but I often get questions on how to do it. And look, it's very easy. First step is you obviously want to just unplug the cable from your receiver. Easy as pie. That's the first job. Next thing is we want to remove this actual horn from the servo itself, and it's in a little bit of a tight spot if you leave it in the center like that. So all you need to do, all the way to one extreme, and get your tool in there and just go to town until it's out. Now we obviously need to free the servo from the car, and that's always a very easy task. Get on the CHEETAH, you got these two screws here. Very easy, just undo these and your servo will be free. And as simple as that, your servo is out. And as you can see, you can use these standard brackets, or if you have aftermarket aluminium ones, you can use whatever you want. But as you can see, this servo is the standard size. Put this updated model or upgraded servo next to it. As you can see, everything will fit like the old one. Now, something very important you need to do before you take off this servo horn and attach it to your new servo, you have to make sure that your new servo is centered, because if it's not centered, you put this on like that, and as soon as you turn the car on, it goes to center. It might be left or right. So just turn the car on, as long as everything is centered, plug the servo in, and this will go to center. Or if you have one of those little servo testers, you can do the same job with that. Something else to take notice is some servos have a different number of teeth on this spline here, and depending on the model you have, you might need to change the actual horn that comes with the standard servo, or use the one that comes with the servo that you purchased. Not exactly sure how many teeth the stock servo is, but we'll see if it fits on my Hobby King one. Okay, so I just turn the car on to make sure it's all centered, and the good thing about it is this stock servo horn fits on like a glove. So there we go. Happy days. So that should be right in the center. Cool, ready to install it back in the car. Most importantly, make sure this screw is back in there so the servo horn doesn't just pop straight off. And you can reuse the standard screw that came on the standard servo. Now I want to reuse these stock mounts, so all I want to do is take these off, because all standard servos will fit, which is something really good. You don't need to change everything up and get different mounts and all that kind of good stuff. You can just reuse the stock stuff. You don't have to replace a servo in this car if you don't want to. I have one of these servos laying around from a previous project, but I just thought the CHEETAH, that's one of the downsides of the CHEETAH, is a steering servo, and these are built to a price point, so something eventually has to suffer, and I think that's one of them. Steering servo isn't the best, so that's it. I can use this as a paperweight, keep it as a spare, or chuck it out, but I'll just keep that as a spare. You never know when you need a spare steering servo. So here is the old mount, and there we go. Lines up perfectly. Tighten these down, and you'll be good to go. Just don't go too crazy on these, because sometimes if you tighten these too far, you can actually start splitting these plastic mounts, because they're only plastic, and plastic can only take a certain amount of force before it gives. I'll put these two on and the other side, and I'll show you how it looks. And there is the mounts all securely mounted to the servo. Next up, I'll put it in the car. Actually looks quite good. This blue matches the actual motor there. That's sweet. That's a fluke. But anyway, I'll install it back in here and then go to the next step. Okay, servo secured. They're nice and tight. Last job is securing the linkage here to the steering horn itself, and testing it up and see how it works. That's it. Done. Last step, make sure the positive and negative are in the right way. All plugged in. Turn the car on. The radio is on. Beautiful. And this one definitely comes to center much better, and every single time, which is good. A bit more responsive than the stock one, that's for sure, and it definitely has more torque as well. Awesome. So guys, hope you enjoyed that short video how to replace a steering servo in your JLB CHEETAH, or in any RC car. It'll be very similar. So any questions, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching. Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Hope you enjoyed the video guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.